Good morning, invisible friends. I'm running behind again. It doesn't take very long, does it? But it doesn't matter. So what I'm up to is day 14, which is weather. And it's just past the winter solstice here, of course, and the weather is very cold with a lot of prolonged low pressure systems. A few years ago, I developed trigger thumb, where this just sort of pings all by itself and makes this horrible, doesn't really click, but a horrible sliding feeling as it's like the little rubber band ligaments in here pushing through the, I can't even remember what they call it now, but anyway, there's a narrow bit they have to pass through and they're going bunk bunk instead of smoothly running. And guess what? When there's a low pressure system, that's when these go off. So I thought my entry for weather was going to be a reminder to myself about that. Don't panic. Don't panic. Low pressure system equals trigger thumb. This is good for me because I just forget things all the time so easily, even when there's something as annoying as this. I've been splinting them, but this morning they're not. Okay, we bought this beautiful old, look at this gorgeous spine. This is going to get used in something soon. A Larousse dictionary from the 1800s, which is really falling to pieces. And in that, I found barometer. So I thought I would, am I in frame? Not really, there we go. I thought I'd put these lovely old illustrations of barometers here on the pocket. Oh, my hands are so cold. We woke up this morning and it was, I think, about 8 degrees, feels like 3 degrees, and in the house it was 14. Too cold. Okay, so there is my lovely old barometer picture. And here, this one is from, another old, this was the textbook of a friend from her medical days, so it's, I don't know how old, but anyway, she no longer needed it, so she very kindly gave it to us. And here's a thing about your metacarpophalangeal and interphalangeal joints. Fingers and thumbs. And here's showing all these intricate ligament bands and what they're supposed to do. So this one, I thought, I'm just going to fold up and keep in here. As a reference. And then the other thing I thought about after I looked at the weather prompt was, for me, keeping a journal, even when it's a journal like this, it's a way of taking my emotional weather or emotional temperature and seeing what my inner weather is doing. You know, often in the past, when I journal a lot, it's because I'm trying to work through something, and because I tend to write as much or more actually than I draw or do anything else. So I thought I'll just make myself another reminder here. I'll glue this one in so that top section, this is that in the evenings I've been trying to work through the scrapbooks just making, I don't even know what you call these. I suppose I've used this now as a pocket, but also as a little tag or tab, which I might round the corners of when I've got my corner rounder. So I've made it a pocket, but oftentimes I just leave it as a tuck or I just glue it in, but I've got a whole box filling up nicely with just, you know, leftover bits of cardstock. That's the top off a piece of scrapbook paper. You know, there's little strips. Too nice to throw out, but boy do they accumulate quickly. So in here, I think I'm just going to write myself a little reminder. Remember. Remember to take your emotional temperature regularly so that you can regulate. Journal. And there we go. Now I can put this pin back in. I had to take it out while I was working on that because it was annoying. I do prefer flat in my journals. Alright, so there is my spread for weather. Now, day 15. Lost my thing already. Here it is. Day 15 is homemade. And funny, that should be an easy one, but again, it's like, wow. I mean, everything we do is pretty much homemade, isn't it? Like, we make our own pockets, we make our own books, we make our own collage strips, we make our own fabric tags, we blah, 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 blah. Anyway, Q is going to come in later and she's going to make me a stamp. I've decided I'd really like a little bell jar as a stamp. And so she kindly offered to carve me one. My fingers aren't really up to it anymore. So that'll be her job. And my new stamp. Woohoo! Okay, let's see if I can remember how to carve a stamp. Penel saw a bell jar stamp the other day that she really wanted, and as we're not really buying new stuff or trying our best not to buy new stuff, I said that I would carve her bell jar stamp. So let's see how this goes, as it has been a while. So I did 3 different sorts of bell jars on tracing paper, and Penel has picked this one and this one, so I'm going to pop them down and we'll see how we go. I thought I was being clever and that I'd be able to use the leftover rubber bits from stamp sets that we'd bought, but apparently you can't cut into it, so we're just gonna, I have this old stamp rubber, so we're just gonna see how this goes. And I'm just gonna get that roughly down. Hopefully that's worked. Beautiful. Now what I might do is just with a biro just because my hand will probably rub out the pencil. So
Now, to remember how to do this, that is going to be the interesting thing. So, first of all, I'm going to just carve a little bit away from this line. It is satisfying carving into rubber, and remembering to keep my fingers out of the way.
Oh, I think I like it like that.
Yeah. Do you want a little line on that base, or just left like that? Just tidied up?
What do you reckon?
Or
Oh,
maybe-
so it'd look like this.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe. Is that too difficult?
No.
No more difficult than the rest of it.
If I get my little one, I'm smart. Don't use the medium.
My, what steady hands you have.
Just got to tidy up the edge.
Next to that one so you can see the difference.
And you'll go, I wanted the other one.
Put it back. Oh yeah, that's great. Wow,
I'll
that's
just-
so neat.
I'll tidy up the...
Oh, these bits. Is that what you mean?
Yeah, and that little line there, the edge.
Oh, right. Oh, that's so exciting. Thank you.
Okay. And we are done.
Now, where were we? Day 16. Today, Ray, is petal. Petal, petal. And I thought I would show you some papers that I made following a tutorial by Dragana over on Sasebo. I will tag her in the comment in the description box below. This was using the embossing machine and fresh flowers and leaves and a little bit of rust water, although I found I didn't really need to use that. And the process was to sandwich the material between some paper and run it through. Like, it couldn't be easier. And it was funny, like sometimes the flowers would be so juicy it actually pushed and bled out. But what you were left with once you removed them was these fantastic impressions. Now, this is just on a piece of very cheap flimsy cartridge paper, and it stuck. But look at the colour. These are little daisies, Margaret Swan River daisies, I think. But this was a wandering dew, which has bluish flowers. So and this is quite old now, so the colour has stayed very true. Then I thought I'd try some. It's a cheap mixed media paper, but ooh, cold fingers. But it's more absorbent. And again, look at this. I mean, it's really embossed or debossed. Quite a deep impression, and this wonderful bleeding of the flower colour makes it look a bit sad. So I got a bit carried away. I did a lot of leaves as well, which worked. But here is, what's that then? This is tree begonia with these wonderful little sprays of flowers, and I painted it with the rust water, which brought strengthened the colour of it, but of course turned it all pretty black. But look how beautiful the leaf appears on that. And then here is some more tree begonia without the rust water. So look at the difference. And again, it's just debossed itself beautifully into here. It's really, really interesting. Here are some more of the little daisy type flowers. And this is the flower of pennywort, which grows like a weed here, and that's the leaves. Fantastic detail in this with all of the little tiny flower heads. I'm not sure what they are. But the biggest surprise to me, as somebody who loves purple, look at this, even through the back. This is a scarlet geranium. And look at that colour. Isn't that gorgeous? And it stayed the colour it was. So I thought for my petal day, I might just put some of these on here to remind me. And the nice thing is, I can just use a half. Look at that. I love these, and you know, I had so much fun making them, and I thought, oh, I'm going to do lots and lots of these. And then, of course, I haven't done it again. But I haven't done it again because there's too many things to try and do, and you just run out of time, really, don't you? I don't think there's quite enough contrast with that one. Maybe we'll go for this bleeding one. Oh, maybe if I put that one there and that one there. Lovely. And that's so nice. I think I'm going to, this is getting very bulky on this side, in terms of being easy to, oh, I've just done that the wrong way around, haven't I? I always do that. I was thinking I'd make it a pocket here. Beautiful. So that one can be a pocket, and I can put notes perhaps about what works and what doesn't. And then this one, I really like that flip. I think I might give this one a flip that way this time. It's even almost coordinating. So yes, I highly recommend checking out her channel. She has so much interesting stuff. I never ever would have thought to run a geranium through my embossing machine, but it's actually one of the most fun things I've done with it. I did not do that very well, did I? Ugh. And I've done have I done that backwards too? If I glue that, oh yeah, look what I've done. I'm such a ninny. If I glue that piece down there, yeah, fine. Okay. Let's try that again. Might glue it on the page first. That might make more sense. I think this will work if I glue that down there. And that down there. I've just done the same thing. All right, I give in. I need coffee. Obviously need coffee. Apparently, I can only do it when it's sideways. Maybe that's the secret. Oh my God, this is painful. Okay, so I want that to be like that, so it's got to go that way. Just as well, art glitter doesn't appear to stick very well to this mixed media paper. It is very cheap and nasty. I think when I do this next time, And actually my geranium, believe it or not, has flowers on it even now. Now, check. That's going to work. Thank goodness. Yeah, I think I might try using good watercolour paper and see what a difference that makes. It may even improve the colour. Who knows? Anyway, there's a reminder to try this technique again. And I think I will write here. Sasebo. To remember where I saw it. Easy Eco Dyeing or something like that it was. Anyway, check it out. Have fun. Go and raid your garden. And I'll be back who knows when for day 17. Okay, bye.